Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and today we're doing a head-to-head with a few different guide makers to find out the best Zin'anthid farming route in Rise of Ashara. But first, it's a new patch, so we gotta cover some of the Herbalism optimizations. I did a whole video on what add-ons I use and a couple of the optimizations. I'll put a link to that video here. There are three main things you need. First, there are the patch 8.2 specific things. Get revered with Mechagon and Nazjatar for Pathfinder Part 2, so you can get flying. Just like Tanan Jungle, Nazjatar has a lot of verticality, so flying's gonna speed things up a lot more than normal. Also, followers. Blade Master Inowari and Vim Breinhardt are tanks. They don't deal as much damage, but they're gonna taunt things from you that you accidentally aggro to keep you from dismounting while you're out gathering. Next, the water walking mount equipment is great, it's wonderful, but if you aren't playing on a class with a tank spec, you can still get dazed, so grab comfortable riders barding. And finally, for the 8.2 stuff, get rank 3 Zin'anthid. Once you have rank 1 and have done the introductory What Will It Grow quest, just kill Crimson Lashers until you get a germinating seed, plant that in fertile soil, feed Audrey 2 some glow flies, kill him, and then you'll get rank 2. Rank 3 is just an item drop that you'll get while out gathering, so just follow one of these routes for that. Second, you need a way to gather herbs while mounted. You can just be a druid. They can gather in travel form. They can also use wild charge to jump long gaps and survive long falls. Also, if you're a bloodthirsty monster who runs with war mode on, there's a PvP talent that lets you mass entangle from travel form. This is actually really good, but I'm a scaredy cat. If you aren't a druid though, you can just buy a Sky Golem mount from engineers. I'd prefer if Blizzard truly committed to the idea of mount equipment and made that functionality crafted by herbalists, but for now, Sky Golems are pretty cheap. If you can't afford that though, just use Monal Hardened Stirrups. They're about 400 gold a pop, last for 2 hours. Finally, you need to cut your cast time for gathering in half. Not only does this shave off some time for each lap, but it allows you to gather herbs in between enemy auto attacks, so pulling aggro doesn't actually slow you down. You can just be a Tauren. They get this ability passively. You can also use the BFA Herbalism Glove enchant for about 10 gold. Keep a stack in your bags in case you get an upgrade. Or you can just use the more expensive but more versatile Dark Moon Firewater. Personally, I run a High Mountain Tauren Druid with the Herbalism enchant and war mode off, so I get Druid benefits, or an herb cast time reduction, and I don't have to deal with the stress of getting ganked. Okay, on to Zin'anthid. The first route we're gonna look at is from Wowhead. Cool, thanks Wowhead. So, we're all flying blind here. Next, we're gonna go over to WoW Professions. This site is really good for beginners, especially if you don't just have any idea where to go. But since it's just done by one guy doing every gatherable in the game, his routes are pretty casual. Like they're not the best. For instance, he says to go straight right here. You can't. There's a wall. Same here. There are a few little clever spots though where it took me the wrong way around a building, but then there was an herb node right there that I never looted before. So he has put in some work and done some testing and done some node tracking on the PTR. For the first route from WoW Professions, I got 245 herbs per hour. For the second though, there just aren't a ton of herbs up here. I was in combat the entire time with those goddamn Murlocs. I even died a couple times. So this route was surprisingly low at 173 herbs per hour. Next guide maker we're testing is a great YouTuber you may have seen down in the comments here, Golden Routes, who claims 400 to 600 per hour. It's very similar to WoW Professions. You may see a trend with the Crimson Forest is the place to go. But this does a better job of covering the route in the density in the Crimson Forest and somehow finds a dense path through all the nodes in the Drown Market and Zin'Ashari. It follows pathing, and I was always finding new herbs, and it even avoided nodes that would have taken the average player 30 seconds, 60 seconds to get to. But still, I only got 178 per hour. Maybe I'm on a high pop, so maybe I got unlucky with competition, but Like, it's a clearly better route than the WoW Professions route, but it just performed worse on our test. So that's where it's gonna rank. Next, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring here with a super optimized cheesy strat. Crimson Forest has the best density, so just like Winter's Kiss, we're just gonna stay there. I did one wiggly line through all the nodes there, and once I hit the end, I opened the group finder, found a raid boss group, and server hopped. Ran the wiggly line backwards, and then hopped again. Rinse, repeat. This scumbag approach is super easy to follow because you're staying in one area, and it did way better than just running around on my high pop with all my competition. So here I got 388 herbs per hour. But some of y'all don't like server hopping, and I understand that, so I also crafted a non-hop route that covers the Crimson Forest, of course, but then also goes down to the pretty decent density down in Spears of Ashara. This one took some pathing work to get around all the eels, but it's a nice, quick 5-minute lapse and actually covers a lot of rare spawn spots. But this one got me 252. So, WTBGold has the #1 and #2 spot in our test. Nothing but the best for you guys. But then we've got WoW Professions with the #3 spot, Golden Routes at #4, and then WoW Professions bringing up the rear with its absolute crap alternative route. Didn't even get a stack in a full hour. So that's it for the ranking. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you out. I hope you make a whole bunch of gold with Zin'anthid. It's really expensive right now. Prices, of course, will drop, and I expect them to drop significantly once flying comes out in the next week or two. So get it while you can. But other than that, have a great day, everybody. Good luck and happy gold making.